You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not healthy and you can't enjoy that, it means nothing. I love bodybuilding. I wouldn't be where I am without it. A lot of people, especially these days with TikTok and Instagram and all these other things, they're doing it for the wrong reasons. I'm not motivated every day. It's discipline. What you want to do determines what you have to do.
My next question.
Am I competing again?
Will you compete again?
I'm not gonna say no, but like.
All right, here we are at the fucking Crush It Colesium, Core Nutritionals home ground, Doug's personal gym, all the way in North Carolina.
North Kakalaki.
North Kakalaki.
Yeah.
E-man loves that. Here training with arguably the Natty GOAT, in my opinion, greatest natural bodybuilder of all time, Core Nutritionals CEO and founder.
Right on, man.
And unfortunately for me, we're going through legs today.
I remember I told him we were training leg day. He's like, oh, come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Bloody hell. I guess that's a UK accent.
I was like anything but fucking legs, bro. But anyway, here we are, taking the opportunity. It's actually Doug's 46th birthday today, so happy birthday, mate.
Thanks for that. Thanks for letting everyone know.
Well, you don't look it, man. You don't look it.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, we're gonna crush legs, and I'm just gonna ask Doug a few questions about his brand, his vision, why he stayed natty, what he does to optimize his natural testosterone levels, and how he manages to train like this whilst running around a business portfolio of around 10 with 2 kids.
I don't even know at this point. I know I have 2 kids.
And a wife.
I know how many kids I have. It's 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a wife. So
Yeah.
let's fucking do it, man. Right on. Thank you. Oh, no.
Good.
That's it for me. All right, so while we're resting between sets, mate, the question on everyone's mind is, why did you decide to stay natty all these years with so much temptation, so much acceptance on steroids, so much availability? Why did you not go down the dark side?
It's a loaded question because there's not one answer. So, in my early 20s, I definitely, when you first get into it, you're reading all the magazines and then very quickly you realize these guys aren't just taking supplements. So then you start researching and I was just like, at the end of the day, what I found though, is I also followed the IFBB scene quite intensely. These guys look like crap in the off season, right? So, they're blasting and then they go off and they look like a bag of mashed potatoes, right?
Meat pie.
And then they look great. And so I was like, man, I want to look good all the time.
Yep.
So that was number one. Number two is I had a really good corporate job and it was illegal. And I'm super conservative. I didn't want to do anything have a controlled drug and get caught and all of that. And at the end of the day, I started competing naturally at a very early age and I did well.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm already doing well here. Maybe I can just stay the course. And I wanted consistent gains like this. And then as I started doing my own research and, figuring out how to make gains, and I became pretty good at making gains, I was like, I don't need these. And you also find people dying at an early age, when they're abusing it. So for all those reasons is really why I stayed natural. Now, I'm not a holier than thou natural. I believe HRT can really help people that have issues, right? Issues where they're just not producing testosterone and all that. Now, luckily, at 46, I still have really high natural test levels, so I don't have to do that. But maybe when I'm 60, if I'm in the tank and feel like crap, I have no problem with HRT or somebody going on HRT.
Yeah.
The problem I have is people trying to claim natty, competing natty, using testosterone. That's the issue.
Yeah. And it's the same with my guys. I say, why don't you look at upgrading your lifestyle, your sleep, training, water, foods, supplements, heaven forbid, before you go down and get the needle. Do everything you can, best case scenario, to optimize your natural levels. And if that doesn't work, then go down to TRT, HRT.
100%. I've talked a lot of people out. Even we're talking your regular, not competitors, your soccer dads, right?
Yeah,
right around the sideline,
like
hey, I just, he's like, hey, you work out, supplements. My doctor just gave me testosterone, and I'm like, whoa. You're fat, you're out of shape, you don't work out. You wonder why you have low test levels. You probably don't sleep, you drink a lot, right? So it's just I literally just a few months ago talked the guy out of it, got him on the Big Papa stack, and is trying the natural route first and feels way better.
Good. Do you know what we call that stack in Australia for our clients? The Barely Natty stack.
Yeah,
I told E-Man before, I said, if he hears that, he's probably going to steal it.
Oh, that's the Barely Natty stack. Yeah.
Full permission to steal it,
Yeah,
man.
right.
Yeah,
You can do the half natty stack.
Yeah. And I suppose when you were starting off, because you're actually an inspiration for a lot of, including myself, natural bodybuilders to see, hey, that's the North Star, that's the peak of the mountain, that's what's possible if I dedicate myself and I've got good genetics. Who did you look up to as a natty when you were younger?
Like I said, when I first started, I was big into following IFBB.
And you thought they were all natty?
Thought they were all natty.
Yeah, me too, man.
When I got into the natural scene, I know, honestly, it was a lot of my peers. I don't know if you guys remember, I've never met him, but Rob Hope.
I don't remember.
Rob Hope was a UK, African-American guy from the UK, looked like a complete freak. He did 2 pro bodybuilding shows. Totally look him up, Rob Hope.
Okay.
Absolutely incredible.
Yep.
But then he just fell off the scene. He just stopped competing. Kareem Petaway, who was like a competitor that I went against. Philip Ricardo.
Yep.
You know Philip Ricardo.
Yeah. You're much bigger than him though.
I never was able to compete against Philip when I was at my peak.
Lucky for him.
Yeah, I
That's all I'll
competed
say.
against him. He beat me twice. He's the only person I've lost to on stage.
Really?
Yeah, but he's such a good dude, and he's an absolute freak.
Okay. What about Skip Lakua? Because Skip Lakua is somebody that I found online early days.
I followed his stuff, but my training was so different than his.
Yeah.
Like he's like max OT.
Yep.
2 sets, 4 to 6 reps,
Yeah.
in and out. I'm like, brother, I like training way too much. I'm spending 2 hours on the leg day doing 30 rep sets. That's just how I train. So like I followed a lot of his stuff.
He was a big dude though.
Big dude, jacked, huge guy. But I never really kind of got into his way of
philosophy.
thinking.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right, so catching our breath in between sets, I wanted to ask you, mate, like you've got the best overall supplement company in the world, in my opinion, as far as all the clinically dosed ingredients, how you put them together, the formulas, the variety, each category is covered. Tell me how Core Nutritionals started and what was your reason for starting a supplement company way back when supplements weren't the crazy industry that they are today?
Well, I was working a day job, doing economic litigation consulting.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And I didn't have time for meals. And so at the time, I was using those Myoplex EAS packs.
Yeah.
That was like maltodextrin and a really
Glucose.
shitty protein. Yeah, right? And so I was like, there's got to be a better way. So after doing some research, basically, when I first started Core, I had a partner. He was actually the head of the guy who founded the OCB back in the day.
Right.
And so Matt Shepley, he's, God rest his soul, he's dead now. But anyways, when we first started, like first 2 years, I was partners with Matt. So he and I worked to find a manufacturer. We invested 20 grand and created Core MRP. So a meal replacement based on slow digesting carbs, good blend of protein, all that.
Powdered oats, powdered sweet potato.
Yeah, and basically when I did it, I was like, I want to create products that I want to take. No proprietary blends, no fillers, no artificial colors from day one. When everyone's crying that Red 40 gives you cancer and causes autism, like we were doing that 21 years ago.
Wow.
Right? We were the first ones that really kind of lean into that. I guess us and NutriBio were the first two that really were the ones that like no prop blends. You know exactly what you're getting when you're taking this product. We're not hiding behind prop blends. At the end of the day, all our businesses, like there was just a need in the market for this brand. And so I just reinvested every penny of the company back in for like the first 7 years.
Into new products.
New products. So
I never took MRP, then you went to the BCAs, wasn't it? ABC?
A second product was back then it was called PWO, but it was Post.
Oh, yep.
Yep, and then we had ABC.
Yep.
And from there, we actually had Core Zap, which was a DMAA-based nootropic. It was incredible.
Right.
I actually have a bottle in my room. I'll show you. This stuff's amazing. It was the craziest.
Would have been
product.
nice 20 minutes ago.
It was the craziest product. But at the end of the day, all the businesses, whether it's the gyms, the retail stores, the physical therapy, the supplement brands, they all basically revolve around two concepts, and that is my love for training, like deeply rooted at everything we do. I love to train. I love to push the body. I love to train, and I love to help people. So everything we do in the Crush It Brands organization is basically built around my love for training, my love for helping people.
Yeah, solid. Awesome. So really for you, it was more about there was a gap in the market that you needed fulfilled personally.
100%.
So you created your own and it snowballed.
Oh yeah, at the time, it was really probably more of the selfish, my love for training, and I wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
And then it continued to evolve into, man, I love helping people.
Yeah, incredible. And for myself personally, that's why I invested in Core initially. 2015 was my last comp, and I was having a look at who was the man in that time, and that was when you won the Natty Universe, basically, the NPC, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I won the Jay Cutler NPC and Jordan Cup.
That's right, yeah. So I started having a look at you, seeing what you used, and I was like, oh, I'll read your story.
Yeah.
So this guy made products for him. Look at how this guy looks. And I was like, is he natty? And I was like, let's see how tall he is. Let's see what he weighs. And I was like, similar height, similar weight, definitely natty. Like there's especially when I saw how hard you trained and I looked at the supplements. And that was the reason that I started using it and now kind of promote it to our clients back in Australia.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
incredible.
it.
Beautiful.
Good. Let's go. Come on.
There's no way I've got 5 more.
Here we go. Let's go.
Did you pause, Dave, or did you just wrap them out?
Oh, look, let's go. Come on. Let's go. I don't think that's going to make it easier.
You're right, it's made it harder.
Come on. Oh, get it. Good. Good.
Come on, Doug.
Come on.
Let's go. 30.
Fucking hell. So while we're catching our breath in between sets again, quick question, and it's going to be an easy answer for you, no doubt, but at 46, mate, with 2 kids and multiple businesses, you could easily make an excuse not to train. What is it that keeps you motivated? Like, what, 30 years after you started? You would have started like maybe at 16 years old?
Yeah, 17 is when I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to start.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is a typical answer that you'll probably hear. It's not motivation. I'm not motivated every day. Like, I'm really not.
Yeah.
It's discipline. I know, I say this to my 11-year-old son, I say it all the time. What you want to do determines what you have to do. First time I said it to him was earlier this year, and he literally sat in silence for a solid minute. Just like, what the heck does that mean? And then I explained it. I was like, if you want to have a great physique, right? If you want to be an influence to your family, your community, and others, then you need to make this a priority, right? It's what you're doing when no one's looking. So for me, it really isn't about motivation. It's about what is my goal, and then what do I have to do to get there, right? So really, there is no motivation.
Gotcha.
There is no motivation.
It's that old saying, stick to the plan, not your mood.
100%. There's some days that like I said, I could just as easy sit outside and smoke a cigar right now on my birthday. But I do love this too much. Like I really, and the thing is, for me, it's not difficult. I really do enjoy it. And to be honest with you, given that, like going back to your other question, all our businesses are based on my love of training, my love for helping people. I need to be in here doing this. Like this is part of it.
Yeah.
So like I book 2 hours in the morning, and this is what I do. It's part of my job.
Yeah. Do you subscribe to that kind of leadership by example as a man of your family and your
100%.
company? And
so you can say whatever you want. You can have a really big Instagram platform. There's a lot of people on Instagram that have really good messages, but behind the scenes,
they're a mess.
You can use ChatGPT to have a badass Instagram these days and come up with a lot of motivational, inspirational, noble quotes, but it doesn't mean anything if when the camera goes off, you act like a dick.
Yeah.
It's all action. It's really, it's servant leadership is really what it is.
Love it.
See, a lot of people like this machine. They think it's kind of a gimmick machine. It looks cool to have in your gym, the True Squat, and they face this way. But it's actually super awkward if you face this way.
It's very awkward.
Because you feel like you're falling back.
You do.
If you do it in a front squat, I think it's so much better.
Yeah.
Like this is such a better motion.
You lock out, don't you, to contract your quad? You're locking out there. Yep.
Yeah.
Give me and make a comment on this, like what you expected when you got it.
It just felt awkward. The machine felt awkward. But it's very isolating for the quads. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it though. It's not great on my fucking shoulder. Alrighty, so while Doug fills out his training journal, which he has 30-year history history of in the vault you're going to show me later, aren't you?
I will.
Amazing. I wanted to ask you this, man. So obviously lifetime natty. You've mentioned that you're not against TRT or HRT as you guys call it here in the States, but you've spent your last 20 years at least, I'd assume, naturally enhancing your testosterone levels as much as you can with different herbal supplements and adaptogens, etc. It's my understanding that you test your free and total testosterone among other blood markers just before your birthday every year. What was your score last week?
1340.
That's insane.
And then a free test was right at the top of it at 149.
Incredible. And last year you were less than that?
Yeah, I was like 12.
12, yeah.
But my free might have been slightly higher.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of that varies.
Which is,
within amongst them.
I mean, just for context for my viewers, I'm 38, just turned, and mine sits at about 870, 890, call it 900, which is good, but you're also nearly 10 years older than me, and yours is higher, which is just insane. So what are some of the things you do with lifestyle optimization and with supplementation and foods that get your levels that ridiculously high?
So just for the record, when I was your age, my test levels were about what you were. So I am better now in my 40s. The past 5 years, I've had the highest test levels I've ever had.
Wait a minute, aren't they meant to drop after 35?
They're supposed to.
I'm being sarcastic.
And they're supposed to, but for me, it's a combination of things. One is make sure you have enough fat in your diet. Right? A lot of people will avoid fat thinking it's going to make you fat, but you need some saturated fat in your diet because that's the backbone, right? Cholesterol is the backbone of testosterone. That's one thing that a lot of people don't know.
Dumb that down. Eggs, red meat?
Eggs, red meat.
Okay.
Whole eggs. The other thing is, obviously, hard training, 5 days a week. I spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in here, 5 days a week.
And he's pushing to failure, just quietly.
Hard training. Just a solid diet. I don't eat crap. Like, I just don't eat crap. I track my macros, but I eat whatever I want. If I want pizza, I'll eat pizza, but I'll track it. Right? So a good solid diet all the time. And it's the consistency of all those things.
Okay.
It's the supplementation, right? Across the board. So like the Big Papa Stack is what I was taking when I took that. Okay. But for me, the big supplement that most general people don't supplement with, that will make the biggest impact is vitamin D. So I take a ton of vitamin D a day, like 10,000 IUs. Wow. Which my vitamin D levels, the top of the scale is 100, I'm 114. So as I push my vitamin D levels up over the past 5 years, my testosterone has gone up. That's the other thing. I would say the single biggest thing is priority of sleep. Oh, one other thing, I don't drink.
There's no alcohol.
Like you asked me the other day. I do have an occasional drink, like if I'm smoking a cigar and I have a bourbon or something like that. I don't like avoid it, I just don't really enjoy it. I don't want the extra calories and I don't want to feel like crap the next day. So for me, I just don't do it, you know?
Makes sense.
I do like smoking cigars and maybe I'll have a bourbon with that, but that's it.
That's it, okay.
And so not excessive drinking and the prioritization of sleep.
Really, that's nothing extreme. Like people would think that you must be doing some weird ice bath, sauna, fucking...
Red lighting my balls.
Yeah, like exactly, sunlight exposure.
Yeah.
But you're not, really. It's really the basics that everybody can do, but they choose not to do.
Totally, and like I said, it has gotten better through time. The longer I've been more consistent at it, the better I have been. 20s and 30s, my levels were where you're at.
Yeah,
amazing. Like a high level of normal.
It gives me some hope. I've got some hope.
I mean, totally, why not?
So really quickly, just to dumb it down for the viewers, the Big Papa Stack, we at MPT, we call it the Barely Natty Stack. What does that involve? Just quickly list those supplements out for me.
5-AT, which is an anti-cortisol product. Core Hard, which I would consider an anti-cortisol product, mild anti-estrogen hormone regulator. Core Alpha, test booster and very strong anti-estrogen. And then Core Test, which is a natural test booster that also has some growth hormone boosting effects.
Okay, and you mentioned the prostate as well.
One of the big things that has really helped my free test levels has been adding Core Prostate, which is part of our Lifeline. That product has a really high dose of nettle root extract, which binds sex hormone binding globulin. Basically, that's the molecule in your body that binds up testosterone and makes it not work. Right? So it's basically what causes you to have low free testosterone. So if you bind up SHBG, which nettle root does, it frees up your testosterone to be able to do more work.
Interesting. Is that in Vital T as well? I think it might be.
I think there's Vital and Vital T.
Yeah.
That's the newest one that I just haven't woven into the stack.
Yeah, okay.
Somehow, if I did that because of the overlap with the case, I might probably swap Hard for a Vital T.
Yeah, okay. Amazing. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Good drive. Let's go! Come on! Come on!
Half reps either.
Let's go! Come on, Doug. Yep.
10. Come on.
Yep.
Let's go.
Come on. Up. Good. Come on. Let's go, Doug. Up. Yes.
Quick one, mate, about injury prevention. So training this hard for 30 odd years, how are you still pushing like this and your knees seem good, most of your body seems like it's pretty
there
good?
are aches and pains, but these guys right here, Crush It Athletics and Physical Therapy, how you do like that plug. Prehab and rehab are important. Like
Okay.
I warm up every day. So like if it's an upper body, I spend 15 minutes doing rotators,
Foam rolling.
6 different exercises,
Yep.
foam rolling. Before this, did a little bit of like stars and bird dogs and whatever to warm up lower back. And then, supplements help.
Yep.
Core Soothe, Core Flex. I don't get soft tissue as much as I used to just because the demands of my time. I just don't, it's hard for me to get it. But I do active release, I do physical therapy, I do dry needling, and it's just a constant. I just started IR therapy. Our physical therapy clinic down in Mooresville next to our other gym has red light, cold plunge. I'm not a believer in cold plunge, even though we have it. If your goal is hypertrophy, it's not the best thing to do it close to your workout.
Yeah.
But so really just all of those things, they are a priority for me, and they have been for 20 years. It wasn't like I waited till I got really hurt to do it. I've been doing this stuff since I was in my mid-20s, for sure.
Yeah, so in other words, it's active recovery.
Active
Active
recovery.
Spot on. And I think the big thing you mentioned earlier, which I call the king of the jungle, it's sleep. You've got to get your sleep, right?
I will set my alarm for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
non-negotiable.
it's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I'm just a much better person
Yeah.
if I get my bedtime. So
Yeah, amazing, beautiful. Oh wow, that's deep, isn't it? What are we
you
doing?
might
with
be
this?
a little close to it
No, that's fine.
because you're not really able to extend. Okay, there you go.
They're just long ass legs, man.
I like this at like a 30 repper.
Yeah. Oh, but this weight I'm all right. Plus I skipped on that other one, so I've got no excuse now, do I?
And then we're gonna superset it with adductors.
Good girls, we call them.
Yep, good girl. You know how I remember that? AD is for bad girls, right? So that's how I always, and the AD is the good girls, right?
Love
So
it.
that's how I always remembered the bad girls, the leg spreaders. Let's go.
In between sets, man, I wanted to ask you, where is Core going? Like, what's the mission for Core moving forward into the future?
I don't think the mission changes. So at the end of the day, Core is here to help everyone live their Crush It lifestyle. For me, at one point it was being a world champion natural bodybuilder. Now, it's being a kick-ass dad and husband, right? And business owner.
And boss, hopefully, right, mate?
Right.
Behind the camera?
Yeah, and so like, so if you're a soccer mom or you're just a dude who just wants to be in shape, right? Or whatever it is, your Crush It lifestyle is gonna look different than mine, but we're here to help you achieve those goals and be the best at that you can be. So that overall mission doesn't change.
Okay.
We've had a lot of changes in the past year that have been incredible. Like we've picked up some people from around the industry who've been, probably this year we've picked up through employees maybe 70 years of industry experience new to the team that bring another perspective to the way, because we're all doing this essentially for the first time, right? Because we didn't have a previous life where we were running a supplement company. So it brings a fresh perspective. We have a ton of new products coming out across the board. We have a whole new Black series for Fury Pump and Burn, which is super cool. Fun things to do with our collaborations, more releases there. One of the big things we're doing this year and where we're spending a lot of time is international.
Okay.
So we are blowing up in the Middle East, we're blowing up in Kuwait, we're blowing up in Dubai, so we're spending 10 days in Dubai. And so we have a lot of international initiatives. We're changing some formulas to be UK compliant and in the EU, so probably in the spring we'll be taking over that area. So really it's just expanding our reach. We recently really got into our Amazon initiative. We always had a very strong Amazon, but we let somebody else handle it. Now we're handling it,
Right.
and it's night and day different. It's really just an extension of our direct-to-consumer business.
Yep.
And so for us, we do really well in the wholesale. We have a lot of great retailers like you and like, you know, gyms and supplement stores. But one of the ways, and this is why the market's different these days, one of the best ways to help them sell is have a really strong direct-to-consumer. Because that's brand awareness, that's our ads, that's all of those things. And then people walk in the store and they recognize the brand, it's easier to sell.
Yep.
So, you know, there's a big push on D2C and Amazon, but really at the end of the day, it's to help our retailers have more brand awareness, be able to educate people easier.
Yeah. Which is what I always love about the brand as well.
Yeah.
I've noticed you guys have moved a bit more into the longevity space. Is
Yeah.
that out of coincidence? Because
The longevity space on the unmatched side, so that's a sister company of ours where I'm partners with Chris Gethin, who's world-renowned trainer.
Yep.
You know, he's a biohacker, so like that is his passion. But right, as I become older, right, longevity it's not just performance, it's longevity.
Yep.
You know, it's not cool. It's if you can do something really well for 5 years, that's cool. But if you can do something really well for 50 years,
another level.
That's epic,
Yeah.
right? And so that's what we want to do.
yeah, love it. Awesome. Fuck, hear that knee?
Good.
I use flex too.
As long as it doesn't hurt.
Nah, it's good.
So this company, Avenger MedX, who makes this, they originally used to make pieces for like physical therapy offices and clinics and stuff like that. And now it's become really popular in high-end bodybuilding worlds. A lot of people don't know about it.
Yep.
But so you can see this is super easy on the knee. There's no shearing forces on the knee, and the lower back is fully protected the whole way.
It's amazing.
So we use this a lot in our physical therapy office for people rehabbing from knee injuries.
I love it.
But it's also great to load it up and blow up your quads on. Let's go. Good. Yep. Come on. Good. Oh.
It's fucking 40.
Attaboy. I've noticed over the last 2 weeks that TV people, athletes, people who might have been Christians in their private life have now come out and been able to speak about it. So hopefully there's a greater good here and there's a revival from this.
So talk about your faith, because to my knowledge, it was about 15 years ago.
I was baptized in 2017, but I was a Christian before that.
Yep.
That was more of just an outward showing of faith. As I became more popular, I wanted to make sure social media also knew. It was for me, of course, too. But, you know, I knew I was saved, you know, without that. But I think it was important exercise to go through, right? And to publicly declare my faith through baptism. I think that's a big reason for it. But I was saved probably back in 2008, 2009. It's through my wife, right? Like I always thought it was, you know, grew up in a Lutheran church, went to church, did the affirmation thing, but like I didn't care. I didn't like church. I didn't want to be there, you know, whatever. Went through college, you know, all that. But it wasn't until I met my wife, who was, you know, a Christian from a very young age, you know, explained to me, it doesn't matter how good you are as a person. There's only one way to heaven, right?
Yep.
And so that was the conversation. I was like, okay, well, that's different. You know, that's different.
Yep.
Even though I went to church my whole life, that wasn't clear to me, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, we got into a couples Bible study at a very young age.
Nice.
Found a good church, and I was saved through that. And I found out what it really meant to be saved, right? And then now, I mean, it's a big part of our life, especially with our kids. Like it's important. So we pulled our kids from public school this year.
Yeah.
So we're homeschooling this year, which is a big step.
Wow.
And part of that is to weave faith into what we do. We're doing a lot of athletics too, but none of that matters. That's not the important part, right? It's not the academics, it's not the sports. That's not the most important part, right? And so part of the reason for homeschooling is that, because you're not going to get that in public school.
Yeah. And I noticed you guys, when I had a tour of your facility yesterday, you've got this big quote up saying, you can't outdream God or something like that.
So that's one of our core values.
That's one of your core values. So you've entwined your
and if you go out here
faith
to the front, and maybe he can get some B-roll of the front, the Crush It motto, and my favorite, one of my favorite Bible verses is Colossians 3:23.
Right.
You know, whatever you do it as if you're doing it for the Lord, not for man.
Yeah,
Right?
incredible.
So whatever it is, so that's crush it. You got to crush it no matter what.
Yep.
Not for man, but for God.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right? And so that's the idea. So you'll see our stickers, you'll see it on shirts, you'll see Colossians 3:20.
So you've interwoven your faith into your brand, basically,
Yeah.
into your overall company. Yeah, love it. Awesome.
Go
know what I'm down for.
go like 2 plates and a Doug.
2, 1
What is that right there? Is that a nail?
3.
Okay, 2 questions around bodybuilding. What would you say to somebody starting out?
Make sure,
Don't do it.
don't do it. Make sure the rest of your life is in order
Right, cool.
before you do it. If you're broke, you have bad relationships, you don't have a job, don't do it. You can do it, you can train. You don't have to be rich to train. You don't have to have a great job to train. In fact, if you don't have those things, I suggest you get your ass in the gym because that's something you can control. That doesn't cost money. But competition costs money, but more importantly, it costs time and focus, which you probably need to be focused on other things.
Love it.
So make sure you have supportive relationships, make sure you have a good job, make sure you understand why you are doing it, and you're not delusional thinking you're gonna be a professional bodybuilder and make money. There's a handful of people in the world that do that.
Yep.
Right? Like literally a handful. You gotta love to do it, and you gotta understand why you're doing it as a hobby. You gotta have that support team too, and they gotta be supportive of it. So like, don't fight it. Like if your spouse, your significant other is not down with it, you really need to have that conversation first.
Before starting, I agree.
I've seen people lose relationships, get divorces, lose jobs.
Businesses too, probably.
Whatever, all that stuff.
For bodybuilding. Yeah.
For a plastic trophy. You know, and I love bodybuilder. I wouldn't be where I am today without it. But realistically, a lot of people, especially these days with TikTok and Instagram and all these other things, they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Which segments me into my next question.
Am I competing again?
Will you compete again? Surely the Masters is appealing in the next couple of years.
I'm not gonna say no, but like, I have more important things. Not to downplay the importance of bodybuilding or what it was in my life at one point, but you know, my family, my kids, my employees, my companies are more important than bodybuilding now. And the way I do stuff, unfortunately, I go all in.
They would take the back
like
seat,
those things would suffer.
Yeah.
And so I'm just not prepared to do. I'm having too much fun doing what I'm doing right now. And listen, I love the training. The training's easy. I train the same way whether I'm dieting or not. And so that will continue.
Yeah.
The dieting isn't even the hard part. It's all the little things. It's like bringing your Tupperware, preparing your meals, knowing what you're gonna eat. If I want a bag of pretzels, if it's not on my plan, I can't eat that bag of pretzels. Now I'll eat a bag of pretzels if I want a bag of pretzels, right?
Yeah.
Like little things like that. Making sure you're getting all your supplements. Like I accidentally forgot to bring my supplements today. I'd be freaking out if I was in it, but like no big deal. It's like no big deal. So like all those little things, and then the time it takes to pose.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
a big fan of posing. So about 16 weeks out, I start posing every day, and I'm holding poses for a minute long. And that not only is it very difficult, it's very hard, but like it just sucks and it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So like you add that on top of everything. And then it's the boring cardio. You're ramping up to an hour a day of cardio. You know, like that's just another hour of the day I don't have right now. So for me right now, it's not my focus, and I will tell you, there's something to say, maybe when I'm 50, I'll come back. But like at that point in time, I want to be remembered as the 35-year-old Doug on the top.
Yeah.
And the chances of me being as good as I was at 35, yes, could I look like an amazing 50-year-old? Great, but I don't want to be an amazing 50-year-old.
Yeah.
I want to be amazing.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, the competition side is with myself. And so if I can't look at least near as good as I did when I'm 35, you know, and I think right now I could come close. I don't know if I could be that. I'd be a little smaller, I think.
Yeah.
But so for me, that appeal isn't really there. You know what I mean? There's something to be said for going out on top.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And
Yeah.
not many people do it. You know, you look at the UFC and you look at different sports and stuff. People always try and come back and they just tarnish.
I think Jay Cutler did it well. I don't know if he was at the top, but he was still pretty damn good when he walked away.
Yeah.
And was also still had his health.
Yes.
And still has he's one of the biggest influencers in the industry still.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Right? And so he's doing really well. So I think he did it well. Some people try to hang on when they're
Too long.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. So in short, never say never.
Never say never. That's right.
Love it.
Come on, 9, 30,
Okay, now.
6,
Come on.
up, 7.
I'm Maury, man.
Yep.
Let's go. Up.
8.
Oh, jeez Louise, bro. Insanity. All right, so we're done with the leg workout. Thanks for putting me through
Yeah,
that.
man.
Happy birthday again.
Yeah.
Final question, mate. Most of my clients are busy business owners, probably on the other end of the scale to you, just looking to get into health and training and eating right.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them as somebody that runs multiple successful businesses, has a family, has every excuse in the book? What advice would you give to them?
That is the excuse. You can have the family, you can have the business, you can have the money, but health is wealth.
I agree.
If you're gonna take 10 years off your life, that's punishment to your family, right? You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not healthy and you can't enjoy that, it means nothing.
What's the point?
You have, your health is the greatest asset you can have,
really? Yeah.
right? And so that is where you need to be putting your time, energy, money, all of that. All of those other things, if done correctly, will get better when you focus on your health.
Yep.
That is one thing that is within your control. There's a lot of things in this world, even as a business owner, there's a lot of things you can't control. You can control a lot of it, but you can't control everything. In your family, your marriage, all of that can end tomorrow. You can get in a terrible car, all these things, but the daily control of your health is something that you can handle, you can manage, and there's no excuse not to be healthy.
Love it. Would you say that I've got a saying, the juice has got to be worth the squeeze, meaning that the result has to be worth the effort? Would you say that the result you have in terms of how you feel, mental clarity, your energy, feeling young, is worth the sacrifice of prioritizing training?
Oh, for sure. For sure. And sometimes it's like a you talked about motivation earlier, but working out in the health is the self-motivating factor. Really, in the beginning, you need the most discipline, right? So these people that are just starting, commit to it for 6 weeks. You're not going to see that many results.
Yep.
Then say, hey, I'm going to do this for another 2 weeks. Then you're going to start seeing the results. And then it's gonna be oh shit.
It snowballs, doesn't it?
This is working, and then you're gonna be committed to it. A lot of that, the hardest part is getting started and sticking to it for a period of time. And so it is totally worth it. Yep. It's totally worth it.
I know as myself as a busy business owner too, we have a team of 12, nowhere near you. When my training and nutrition and sleep is dialed in, I'm a much better business owner, boss. I'm better at marketing, I'm better at everything. When I'm locked in with training, nutrition, and
it's funny, and I don't try to let my mood change how I behave or I act to other people, but I'm a much better human being when I have a great workout. If I'm injured or I have a bad workout, admittedly, and I've gotten better at this, I could be grumpy.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's the start of everything starts with that. It's your own health and your own, all that. So I really try not to let it do that, but you can see knock off, have a couple really great workouts, everything starts clicking. Everything is better.
If anything, it improves your business, doesn't it? Your
100%,
business output.
100%.
And even being present at home and things like that, you've got more energy with the kids, more patience.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for today, mate.
Yeah, man.